Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hungarian Vizsla Club Championship Show at Bagington Hall, Coventry. Our judge for our first championship show, Miss Angela Boyce of the Galfrid prefix. And the first class in the ring is the minor puppy dog, which is for dogs of 6 to 9 months of age. Just being asked to move around for the judge, settle them down, ready for her to examine. And the first dog we see is Mr. and Mrs. Harper's Fitzwarren Zacchaeus, a dog of just over 6 months of age. I believe this is his first show. Settled down very nicely for the judge. Excellent presentation in a dog so young. A lot of work has gone into these dogs to get them presentable at this very young age. It's very difficult with these young dogs to have them stand properly. It's much easier with the older, more experienced dogs, but certainly this dog seems to be well used to being handled. And moving in a triangle now for the judge to assess her movement. Yes, I think that was good enough. And she's asked her to go again. She's got him relaxed on the second time now. Just being coaxed along, as one has to do with these young dogs. And the second dog in this class, Mr. and Mrs. Rowland's Oroshaza Maximilian. Another young dog, just over 6 months of age. Again, a lot of work gone into this dog. Easily stands there ready for the judge's inspection. Not quite happy with the way he was stood. Look at that lovely tail. Perfect to see these dogs so happy in spite of the fact that everything is so unusual to them at the present stage. It's never easy for a dog when a strange person wants to go and look at his teeth and fuss about with his head and his front and whatnot. So it's really a lot of work gone into getting these dogs ready for this show. Very happy on the move, this dog, really enjoying himself today, and why shouldn't he? It's all great fun. No problems at this early age. We're not interested in winning. It's just all about enjoying oneself and showing one's dog off. Miss Boy's now just getting used to her having another look, ready for her final decision. Just 2 dogs in this class for her to choose from. But making sure she gets it right. Having a good look at each dog in turn there. And I would say from the way Mrs. Harper's tapping her dog that she's been placed first, and second is Oroshaza Maximilian. Yes, red cards there for Fitzwarren Zacchaeus and a second for Maximilian. The next class is the puppy dog class. This is for dogs of 6 to 12 months of age. We have 3 new exhibits in this class, and the winner from the previous class coming in. As he's allowed to do, he's under 12 months, so he can compete in either class, or both if he so wishes. Mrs. Harper just taking her position on the end of the line as the scene dog, and the other 3 exhibits being prepared ready for inspection by the judge. These dogs are all around about 11 months of age, so used to being handled by the judge, having been in the ring for 3 or 4 months already now. And the first dog we see is Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell's Pipwell Jester. This dog, sired by the import, the English show champion Prince, imported by Mr. Finch a couple of years ago now. Being asked to move in a triangle, pulling a little bit there. He's probably seen a friend outside the ring he wants to get to. Much better on the way back. The second dog we're looking at now is Russet Mantle Oat. owned by Mrs. Strong. Judge has had a good look at this dog, now been asked to move in the triangle. Nice to see the tails wagging. They do enjoy this lovely day we're having here at Bagington. It couldn't have been better for us. And the third dog we're looking at now is Messrs. Sheridan and Williams, Russet Mantle Orf of Winsmore. This is their first Vizsla, probably better known to us more seasoned campaigners for their pointers, the Winsmore pointers, with which they've had some great measure of success. But here they are with one of the HPR breeds, and he's looking very good at the moment too. That's Mr. Sheridan and Williams, Russet Mantle Orf of Winsmore. Quick look round the ring at the interested spectators. Major Horton, president of the club, sitting in today. Everybody watching with great interest here at our first breed championship show. It really has been a marvellous day for us. The judge having a good look at this exhibit. Quite satisfied, she's asking him to move. And now for a final deliberation. The dog's being set up. The judge ready to place the dogs. Just having another look. Final deliberation. The handlers might seem relaxed, but I can assure you they're very nervous at this stage, hoping that theirs will be the dog pulled out into first place. Here's a young dog from the previous class, just being asked to move again, and final decision has been made. First is Russet Mantle Orf at Winsmore, second is Russet Mantle Oat, third is the winner of the previous class, Pitswell and Zacchaeus, and in reserve place, Pipwell Jester. The first two in each class being set up for the judges' critique to be read in the papers later on. We all love to read what the judges think of our dogs. The next class is the junior class. We have 5 new exhibits, 6 in all, with 1 dog from again the previous class. This is an age limit 12 to 18 months. Having a look at each dog in turn. Each of the handlers preparing their dogs ready for inspection. All very relaxed at the moment. And the first dog we're seeing is Mr. Elliott's Hookside Satin, a dog he bred himself, and is of course the top Hungarian Vizsla puppy this year. And now out of the puppy class and into the junior class, he's around about 14 months of age. As you can see, he's very used to showing, and a very showy dog indeed, this one. The second dog we're looking at, and a brother to Saturn, is Mr. and Mrs. Walsh's Hookside Spartan. You see the exhibitors there relaxing, waiting their turn to come under the judge. Angela Saunders there, Jackie Perkins, committee members, who've worked tirelessly today to give us such a super venue. Each dog in turn being asked to move so the judge can assess movement. These dogs really must be able to work. Here's Coco. Know what I mean, Harry? Next dog we're looking at is Mr. and Mrs. Peskett, Falcon of Norrell. This exhibitor being shown left-handed. There's no distinction between showing left or right, it's whichever is easiest. And being asked to move now to assess the dog's movement. And the next dog we're seeing is again another of the Hookside litter, Hookside Scorpion, Mrs. Wilden's young dog. Giving a little bit of trouble, this dog, probably not just as used as the others to being handled, but beginning to settle now, and the judge is quite happy that the dog's able to be looked at. He's a playful thing, isn't he? And moving quite nicely in spite of the friskiness early on. The handler coping quite well with this bold dog. And the next dog we're looking at is Sally Coote's Strigea Cavalier, a dog she's bred herself. And this dog really is happy on the move. Powering along there, he's taking an interest in everything and everybody by the look of it. Very happy dog. Final inspection now by the judge prior to placement in this class. Just checking the fronts there. Dog not quite set up to its best advantage. Little help there from the judge is allowed. And this dog, she's just being asked to turn around. Perhaps he'll settle better if he's not facing the other dog. It certainly seems to have worked there. Very good entry for this class. And first we have Hookside Satin. Second is Strigea Cavalier. Oh, we have an intruder. Somebody's lost their young daughter here by the look of things. Perhaps she wants to start judging early. And Richard coming in to collect the lost property, as it were. And the judge has just changed her line up there, with Strigea Cavalier moving from third to second, and Hookside Scorpion dropping down from second to third, with Falcon of Norrell in fourth place. This class is the novice class. These exhibits we're looking at now having been seen and placed in previous classes, just being sorted out by the steward, and two new exhibits in this class for the judge to look at. And the first of the two new exhibits we're looking at is number 50, Mrs. Hockin, with Fine Farthing Fellow, and at least that's the way I'm going to say it. Lovely, nice waggy tail there, quite happy. And the second of the new exhibits is Miss Vickery with Ascan's April Fool. And the winners in the novice class were Russet Mantle Orff in first place, second Fitzwarren Zacchaeus, third is Falcon of Norrell, and third is that fine Farthing Feather. The next class is the postgraduate class. Dogs here of an older age, but having either won their way out of the classes or through the age limit. No age difference in this class. Anybody is eligible over the age of 18 months. Ringside still packed. There's so much going on and everybody here not wishing to miss a minute of it. This boy just having a look at the initial line-up. Some good dogs in this class. Studying their catalogues, seeing who's in and what class is next to come. Are they in it? Time for a quick sip. It's more than the cameraman got up to now, I can assure you on that. And this is Vivesh Pesha, Mrs. Belfield Smith, just being asked to move. And quite nicely there for the judge. And the next dog we're looking at is Mr. Dashwood's Brandy Kochi, being handled by his daughter, and very relaxed and very able she's performing to it. And there's Coco. He seems to have found the best spot in the house. A new addition to the Winsmore kennel. Here's Mrs. Steele with Castlefield Kettle Drum of Streamhawk. Dog that did very well as a puppy. Again, Miss Boyce just checking the front angulation of the shoulder. Each exhibit's receiving a very thorough examination from Miss Boyce, who after all was one of the originators of the breed in this country, and should certainly know a thing or two about this breed. And the dog being moved for today by Paddy Winters. We've had an epidemic of bad injuries to the feet or the leg or whatever by Vizsla owners this year, and they're kindly helping out there by moving the dog for the judge to inspect and handling it back to his rightful owner. Here we have Mr. and Mrs. Martin's Galfrid Wise, a dog actually bred by the judge today.